You know, whatever. Friggin' snowmobiles, you hear those things? So I got a question the other day. It goes like this. Antonio, love your channel. For the last year, I've been learning so much and have been implementing your advice. Well, that's awesome. Good to hear. However, I now seem to have a new problem. I'm now the best dressed guy anytime I go anywhere, and it honestly feels kind of strange. In fact, I've had my friends tell me jokingly that I need to dress down because I'm making them all look bad. Personally, I love my new style, but how do I develop the confidence to be the best dressed man in the room? Sincerely, Jose, down in Texas. Now, today's video, gents, is brought to you by Vitaman. This is my grooming company. Without any bias, I can say we're making the best grooming products on the planet. Seriously though, gents, if you're looking for a grooming company that's using natural and organic ingredients made to strict standards over in Australia, you want to check out Vitaman. I took an ownership stake in this company because I believe what they stand for, helping men look better, feel their best by using natural, clean ingredients in grooming products specifically designed for our skin. Our shaving cream only contains natural ingredients and does the one thing it's supposed to do, which is help you get an excellent shave. Our deodorant doesn't clog your pores because it doesn't contain aluminum, and it does its job, keeping you smelling fresh all day. Now, gents, I can tell you about these products all day, but you need to try these products to seriously see the Vitaman difference. And to make that easy, to make it a no-brainer, gents, I've got free samples we're giving away in today's video. Use that link down in the description. It'll take you to a special page where you can order your free samples. First up, Jose, thank you so much for watching my videos and congratulations on taking action. Because remember, everything I talk about in these videos, gents, it doesn't mean anything if you just let that information sit here. No, you got to go out there and take action to become the man you know yourself to be. So how to build your confidence to be the best dressed man in the room? Gents, that's the subject of today's video. So first up, let's address the issue of why those around you, people that love you, your friends and family, people you work with, your colleagues, why are they resistant to you improving your style? Well, a big part of this is human nature. We are resistant to change. When something's working, even if it's not working well, even if we're in a bad situation, well, that's a known bad. And many human beings, it's built into us, this risk-averse nature. We're like, you know what? Yeah, things may suck now. I may not have much style, but at least it is known. At least I understand this. And if I change things up, they could get drastically worse. You've seen this. People that have a job that they do not like, but they won't go try to find something new because what if I get a job that's even worse? And the reward, even though I think there's a much greater chance of the reward, they don't see the mathematical probability. What they see, even if it was 50-50, they would still not take the chance because they fear that it would drop down them into that lower level. I mean, Plato talked about this when he said it's easy for us to forgive a child who's afraid of the dark, but the real tragedy is when men are afraid of the light. And you've got to understand that most people are afraid of the light, of that awesome responsibility, and to know that I am in control of most parts of my life. I'm not going to say everything. There are things outside of your control. If you were in the, let's say, the restaurant business, and you know, obviously what happened last year, you know, it's been very tough for you. But there is so much that is in our control. And most people don't want to accept this, because if you do accept that, then you have to accept your current position in life. Now, if you do accept that and you say, you know what, I do have some control, guess what? You have the power to change, the power to improve. And that's what you're showing when you start to step up your style. You may not have a job yet. You may still be in school. You may be in between jobs. You may have just been fired. But here's the thing. If you can improve your style, improve your image, improve the way you're presenting yourself to the world, you are taking a step in the right direction. And when people see somebody doing something like that, all of a sudden they're like, wow, why am I not doing it? And that's why for them, it's like, hey, you're making me look bad. Yeah, because you're not doing anything. In fact, you may have habits that are hurting you. And it is, whenever the light is shining, all of a sudden people run, people scatter because they don't want to be in the light. No, you need to have the strength, the courage to know that the path you are taking now is the path to self-improvement, you becoming the man you know yourself to be. And you guys know I love that saying, hence why I had it put on a coin. And if you want to win one, interact with these videos. Like, subscribe, comment down below on how you are becoming a better man. So with that out of the way, now let's talk about you developing your confidence. confidence. And the first thing is you've got to have a mission. A mission is your goal. And you need to write this down. You need to think, what do I stand for? What am I going after in this one life? You've got this one chance. Write it out. And you can have multiple missions. You can have a professional mission, a personal mission. This is what wakes you up in the morning, what gets you excited. This will evolve over time. It's going to change. Nothing wrong with that. But you need to have a place where you're going. I think Yogi Berra said it. If you don't know where you're going to wind up somewhere else. So make sure that you've got a map, you've got a drawing. And the plan, honestly, is nothing. But planning is everything, because when you think through this, when you think about, okay, if this is my mission to start up this nonprofit, to change this sector, to go off and get this particular finance job, to become a doctor, there is a set path. There is a plan. Now, if you're going off to become a doctor and you don't get into medical school, which I know has happened to some of you guys, guess what? You find a way around that. Can I go apply to another medical school? Maybe do I have to leave the country, go to a medical school in another country? Whatever it may be, you will find a way, because this is your mission, your goal, to get out there and to help people. All right, so you got your mission. Now let's talk about your message. Your message, these are the signals that your clothing, that your mannerisms, everything about you signal to those around you, because other human beings, just like you, they are lazy. And by that, I mean, we use shortcuts to be able to figure out and to see things. There's too much information out there for us to process everything. So our mind uses heuristics basically to identify little things, and we make quick snap judgments. How are you presenting yourself? Not just simply with your clothing, but online. If you didn't get into that medical school, why? Maybe you were actually sending a bad signal that you weren't going to study. They saw some of the stuff that you were projecting online. They saw the way that you came in and how the way you took that interview, you didn't take it seriously. Those are things that you can mitigate, that you can control. And that's what I stress, is that you take the time to think about your image and your presentation. You develop a uniform. Nothing wrong with having similar clothing that you wear again and again. Your default clothing. And you've got that default uniform set to a level that you convey trust, that you convey competency. Very important in sales. Very important if you're a professional. Very important if you work as a blue collar gentleman who's showing up and there's a single mom at home with her 3 kids. You're there 30 minutes early and you look homeless. You think she's going to open the door? Probably not. She's going to think you're a panhandler. You may own an auto repair shop. You want to make sure your guys have uniforms, that they wear clean clothing at the beginning of the day, because it makes a big difference to people, their initial impressions on whether or not they're going to trust you. And this goes into just simply how your working relationship is going to be. Now, gents, if you dress so sharp, the ladies are asking you for style advice. Well, come on, feed the algorithm and smash that like button. Seriously, gents, you guys interacting with these videos helps them reach more men. All right, so you got your message. You understand what emotions you want to convey with your clothing and with your mannerisms. Now let's talk about putting it into practice. Because in theory, you can think one thing. You can think, oh, that uniform is going to be perfect. I'm going to wear a sports jacket, odd trousers, those dress shoes. But then, reality meets the road, because you work at a construction firm. Yeah, you're the lawyer. Yeah, you're the legal counsel, or you're a consultant. But you're going to be out in the field a lot. And those dress shoes aren't going to work. Those odd trousers, they're just too expensive and they're not going to fit into your budget. So you realize, you know what? I can bring in dark colored jeans. I can go for boots. I keep, instead of going for a really formal looking sports jacket, you bring in something that's a little bit more casual, something a bit more rugged. All of a sudden you find, okay, this is where I evolve. I'm still going to convey the message I want to, but I've had to adjust what I'm wearing. And this is where practicing and putting it into the real world, really all of a sudden you start to evolve. I do not recommend when you're starting to buy clothing, you go out there and buy a whole lot of clothing. No, start with individual pieces, always thinking interchangeability. That's where everything's going to work together, but you're building your interchangeable wardrobe, initially starting with your core wardrobe. And I talk about this in concentric circles. If you think about it, that's your inner core, and then you build out from there, and they build off each other. They're all going to work together. And if you want more information at the end of this video, I'll link you to a very useful video talking more information about that. Point being is you're building this up and you're then practicing wearing it. People ask me all the time, Antonio, how can I start dressing sharp? Because I just feel it doesn't feel right. Well, when the first time you went to the gym, it didn't feel right either, right? But now if you've been going to the gym regularly, you know that, hey, this is part of who I am. I feel strange not going to the gym. And the same thing with dressing sharp and sending out your message. The first 5-6 times, it may feel a little bit odd. But after 30 days of dressing in the manner that you want. I'm not saying you got to wear a suit. You can just, this right here conveys a message. Find your uniform, practice wearing it, adjust the clothing. You want to make sure it fits you properly. And after a while, what was unfamiliar and you thought was uncomfortable, all of a sudden starts to become familiar, and it starts to become comfortable because you adjust it in the real world. And all of a sudden, within a month, the uniform is set. And that takes me to the next point, perfect. It's not about practice, because practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. If you want to truly improve, you don't just do the same thing again and again without taking in how are people reacting? What can I do to get better? Because your first vision of what you start practicing is not going to be where you stop. No, you're going to notice small things. You're going to adjust, like I said, the clothing, but you're also going to adjust what you're wearing, the way you're wearing it, the fit of your clothing. You may start off with a very loose fit and eventually get to a closer fit, especially if you take good care of your body. The point being is that you're perfecting, you're practicing. You're perfecting, you're practicing, you're adjusting your aim, and you're getting in closer to your ideal target of sending the best message you can. In a nutshell, if you want to have the confidence to be the best dressed man in the room, mission, message, practice, and perfect. So what video to watch next? How about the 10 details that every woman notices in the first few seconds of her meeting a man? Guys, had a lot of fun with this video. I think you'll enjoy it. Go check it out.